In a world where everyone is quick to react, quick to defend, argue, explode, real power belongs to the one who stays still, the one who does not take the bait, the one who watches the storm without becoming it. The Buddha once said, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." Let that sink in. Because the moment you react, you give your power away. But when you master your mind, when you train yourself to respond with silence instead of rage, no one can control you. Not with words, not with chaos, not with fear. This is the essence of Buddhist wisdom. To rise so far above the noise that nothing can shake your peace. And in this video, I am going to share 7 powerful lessons to help you train your mind to do exactly that. If you are tired of being triggered, if you are ready to become untouchable, unshakable, and deeply calm, then listen closely. Because once you understand this, you'll never react the same way again. 1. Detachment is the key to inner power. Most people live like leaves in the wind, tossed by opinions, emotions, and events they cannot control. One harsh word, and their mood collapses. One failure, and they question their worth. Why? Because they are attached to approval, success, comfort, and outcomes. Buddhism calls this updana, clinging. And clinging is the root of suffering. The Buddha taught, suffering is not caused by what happens to you, but by how tightly you hold on to how you want things to be. You cling to being liked, to being right, to being in control. And every unmet expectation shatters your peace. Your happiness is not truly yours. It is borrowed from things outside of you. But when you begin to practice detachment not from love, but from control and expectation, something shifts. You realize nothing outside of you can disturb your peace unless you let it. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means caring with clarity, acting with love, but not tying your identity to outcomes. Whether praised or criticized, you remain steady. Whether you win or lose, it does not define you. Your center holds. This is not coldness, it is power. When you stop reacting emotionally to everything, you create space, and in that space, peace grows. You become like a tree in a storm, rooted, calm, unshaken. If someone insults you, you smile knowing their words reflect them, not you. If they praise you, you smile the same because your worth was never based on their opinion. This is inner power. The one who no longer depends on the external to feel okay becomes untouchable. You observe, you breathe, you let go. And in that letting go, you stop being controlled by the world and start mastering yourself. That is where peace begins. And from that peace, unshakable power rises. 2. Observe without absorbing. One of Buddhism's greatest skills is watching without reacting. Life throws emotions, words, and energies at you, some pleasant, many unpleasant. People project their pain, insecurities, and anger. Situations feel unfair or frustrating. Most people absorb it all, carry it in their chest, let it swirl in their minds, and become what they reacted to. They get angry because someone else was angry. They feel heavy from others' negativity, but you do not have to absorb it. You can observe and let it pass. Buddhist mindfulness, especially vipassana meditation, trains the mind to be like a still lake. No matter what falls into it, a stone, a leaf, a storm, it creates ripples, but always returns to stillness. Your mind can witness what is happening without becoming it. When someone speaks with anger, observe it, but do not catch it. It is a passing wave of their suffering. When unfairly criticized, notice how it affects you, but do not become that reaction. Breathe. Watch. Let it rise and fall. You are not your thoughts or emotions. You are the awareness behind them, the silent observer steady amid the noise. This awareness frees you. Every feeling, thought, and judgment is just a passing cloud. You stop chasing, fearing, and being controlled by them. If someone hands you a burning coal and you do not grab it, you do not get burned. But if you hold on, you suffer. Absorbing negativity makes you a mirror for others' pain. Observing instead creates emotional distance. You stay grounded, light, and no longer ruled by chaos. This is mastery, not weakness. The most powerful person controls themselves, not others. Next time something is thrown at you, pause. Do not react. Watch it. Breathe through it. Let it pass. You are not here to carry everyone else's energy. You are here to stand in your own. 3. The power is always in the pause. In every difficult moment before the explosion, regret, or storm, there is a tiny space. A brief moment between what happens to you and how you respond. Most people miss it, but it is everything. The Buddha knew this well. We are not prisoners of what happens, we are prisoners of our automatic reactions. Those reactions come fast. Someone insults you and your ego wants to snap back. Someone cuts you off and anger flares. Fear grips you instantly. But here is the truth. You are not that first emotion. You are not the knee-jerk reaction. You are the one who can pause and choose. That pause is power. That pause is freedom. In that moment, if you train yourself, you can take a breath, center yourself, and ask, what is the wise response here? Not the emotional or habitual one, but the conscious one. Most suffering begins because we react blindly. We say things we regret, take actions we regret, all because emotions hijack the moment. But when you insert a pause, a breath, a heartbeat of stillness, you break the pattern. You stop the storm before it floods your mind. You step out of habit and into awareness. Buddhist meditation trains this. You sit, watch the breath. A thought or feeling arises, but you do not act, you pause. This rewires your brain. It teaches you to feel without reacting, to notice without being controlled. The more you practice, the stronger your pause becomes. You move from reacting to observing. You learn to speak not to hurt, but to heal. To act not on impulse, but with clarity. Over time, the pause does not just prevent harm, it creates space for wisdom. You rise above the chaos. That is true strength. Not how fast you react, but how deeply you can pause. In that pause, you regain your power. You reclaim your inner space. And from stillness, you act with intention, not emotion. So next time you are shaken, remember, you do not have to react. You can pause. You can breathe. And in that breath, you become free. 4. Let the fire burn out on its own. When someone throws anger at you, the natural instinct is to throw it back. Heat rises in your chest. Thoughts race. And you are caught in a battle of emotions trying to prove, defend, or destroy. But Buddhism offers a radical truth. You do not have to fuel the fire. You can let it burn out on its own. The Buddha taught that hatred is never ended by hatred. Anger has never healed anger, only non-hatred. Understanding and stillness bring peace. When someone directs negativity at you, they are handing you a torch. If you take it, the fire spreads. If you refuse, it dies. That is inner mastery. It is not passive or weak. It is knowing that arguing, defending, and reacting drain your peace and feed your ego. The ego wants to fight, but the soul wants to stay free. Imagine someone raging, screaming insults, but you stay calm. You do not argue or defend, you simply let them speak. When they are done, you choose silence, no reaction, just presence. At first, it may confuse them. Then it disarms them because they realize they cannot control you. Refusing to respond is not weakness, it is a higher power. When you do not return anger with anger, you do not carry it in your heart. You stay light. You stay free. Think of it like this. If someone hands you a heavy rock and you refuse to carry it, who holds the burden? They do. That is what happens with emotional fire. If you do not pick it up, it stays with them and slowly burns out. Letting the fire burn out protects your mind. Every reaction strengthens a habit. Responding to negativity with more negativity trains you to be reactive and unstable. But choosing calm and space rewires your mind for peace, wisdom, and control. You become like a stone temple in a storm no matter the wind. You cannot be moved. That is who you are becoming. Someone whose peace cannot be disturbed because you have learned your energy is sacred and you refuse to waste it on meaningless fires. Next time someone tries to pull you into drama, ask yourself, is it worth my peace? Do I need to light my soul on fire just to win this moment? The answer is no. Stay quiet. Stay centered. Let their fire burn out while you remain untouched by the flames. Your peace is not theirs to take. It is yours to protect with your silence, awareness, and refusal to be moved. 5. Silence is the language of the wise. In a world full of noise and competing opinions, silence is rare and powerful. Buddhism teaches that silence is not just the absence of words. It is deep awareness, the space where wisdom lives. As the Dhammapada says, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Sometimes, even that one word is unnecessary. Those who master silence do not need to explain, fight for attention, or prove their worth. They speak when needed and stay silent when wise. Their words carry weight because they come from clarity, not reaction. Speaking from ego often leads to regret. You say too much, defend too hard, argue too long, and lose peace over things that do not matter. Cultivating silence teaches that not every action needs a response. Not every opinion demands a reaction. And not every insult requires an answer. This is not weakness. It is security. Your worth is not in loudness, but in steady spirit. Silence is control, grounding yourself when provoked and protecting your inner peace from external chaos. When attacked with words, you can react and defend or remain silent, knowing their words reflect them, not you. Silence becomes your armor. Imagine someone shouting to provoke you, expecting a break. You say nothing. Meet their gaze with calm stillness. That stillness says, I do not fear you. I do not need your validation. I would not let you control my mind. That is true power and spiritual maturity, the language of the wise. The Buddha was a master of silence, knowing that engaging ignorance fuels it, but silence often dissolves it. Choosing silence over reaction protects your energy. Words are powerful, and constant arguing drains you. Brings clarity. You see situations clearly and notice emotions before they explode. Let your words come from wisdom, not wounds. Breaking the cycle of conflict. Most expect a reaction and thrive on conflict. Your silence confuses and disarms them. They cannot control someone who would not play the game. That is why wise masters live in silence as a practice and a way of life. Silence heals, disciplines, and is strength in its purest form. And silence is not just about not speaking, it is about calming the noise inside. We often drown in mental noise, judging, worrying, fearing. True silence is when your thoughts do not control you, when your mind is still like a calm lake, and your awareness observes without fear or craving. That silence is not just powerful, it transforms. 6. Acceptance ends all suffering. At the heart of Buddhist wisdom is a truth many avoid. Suffering is not caused by what happens, but by how we resist it. We suffer not because life is hard, but because we believe it should not be. We resist pain, loss, discomfort, and injustice, creating turmoil within ourselves. The Buddha taught suffering comes from craving, wanting reality to be different. We crave certainty in uncertainty, comfort in change, control in a world that owes us none. But life rarely follows our plans. People will hurt you. Dreams will break. Health will fade. Loved ones will leave. No amount of control or resistance will change that. Acceptance is not weakness, it is freedom. It does not mean liking what is happening or approving injustice, but stopping the mental battle that keeps you stuck. When pain hits, your first thought might be, "This should not happen." That doubles your suffering, feeling the event as pain and resisting it. Acceptance says, "This is what is." You do not have to love it, but you do not have to fight it either. Imagine being caught in rain without an umbrella. You can curse the sky or breathe, feel the drops, and keep walking. Both get you wet, but only one brings peace. This is Buddhist acceptance. Surrendering internally, not giving up, but waking up. Peace comes not from changing what is, but from being at peace with it. You still act and change what is in your control, but stop poisoning yourself by resisting what is beyond it. Acceptance frees you from others' actions. You cannot control how they behave. They may disrespect or hurt you. You can spend life trying to fix them, or accept who they are and set peaceful boundaries. Accepting others as they are, not in resignation, but clear recognition, reclaims your emotional power. You stop needing others to behave a certain way to be okay. You live with inner stability, regardless of their actions. 7. The compound effect of focused energy. In Buddha's teachings, there is a key principle: the compound effect of focused attention. Small, consistent mental efforts over time led to deep, lasting change. This ties to BAV in cultivating mental qualities through steady practice. When focus is calm and intentional, even tiny efforts become powerful. Most people scatter their energy, distracted by every notification or emotion. This weakens the mind and spirit. Buddhism advises gathering your energy and focusing it like a beam of light toward growth, peace, and clarity every day, every moment. Think of a drop of water on a stone. One drop seems small, but repeated drops reshape the stone. Similarly, each choice for presence reshapes your mind. These small shifts quietly build true transformation, not by force, but by steady mindfulness. The more you focus inward, the more peaceful and centered you become. Distractions and triggers lose power, and peace becomes natural. If you stumble, just start again. Even masters get distracted, but return to their practice and grow stronger. Focused energy is not forceful. It is about remembering what matters and aligning your thoughts and actions. Over time, your breath deepens, reactions slow, and your calm presence influences others. You become unshakable. This is the compound effect of focused energy. Mastering each moment, one breath at a time. You do not need to control the world, only yourself. Through detachment, observation, pause, silence, acceptance, and focus, you transform your life quietly and steadily. Life will challenge you, but you would not be ruled by it. You observe, understand, and stay untouched. That is true freedom and real strength. So, when life tries to pull you off center, remember, you are the mountain, the silence, the space between stimulus and response. Nothing can touch you there. Subscribe and awaken your mind with Wisdom Kingdom.